Hello and welcome to my show, guys. It's John for the JohnBox playlist here on YouTube. And today we are going to be counting down my dearest wishes at Kingdom Hearts 3. The game is almost here. This video is coming out days, maybe even the day before the game comes out. These are my final predictions, wishes, wants, needs, and we're going to talk about them. So, we're going to start with new worlds. We got 4 of them, hot and fresh. Let's get started. So the first world we're going to talk about is I want the Lion King world to return. I want to be able to play through the story of 2. I think the Lion War at the end would make a very awesome, almost horde boss fight. And I just think the whole story would be very adaptable to the Kingdom Hearts way. I think it would be an amazing time. And honestly, maybe one day I might go into a bit of these things I'm talking about a little more in detail by themselves. But just imagine playing more with the Black Lion Sora. That is probably one of my favorite iterations of Sora's transformation into worlds, and that would just be awesome. Pocahontas is our next world. And honestly, this is a little bit different from the rest of the worlds we're talking about, because this is actually climbing into a little bit of vague American history. But John Smith has a gun, Pocahontas has, like, spirits and all sorts of stuff like that that she could probably get away with using. And that would be a really cool couple of characters to play with. Obviously, they've got a pretty rich story and very many beautiful places to model into the world. Just overall, I think it would be a very cool thing to see, and I'd like to see it in one Kingdom Hearts or another. The next world, even though a good bit of you guys would not even recognize this, is the Black Cauldron. I'd like to fight alongside Terran, and honestly, he could use magic. Now, we got Donald, but I think some dark magic would be a really cool thing if used correctly. It could be a very unique side character to play with. And not only that, Gurgi would be a really cool, like, he would be good for some nice little Abu-like shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. You know, that little tiny character that everyone loves and thinks is cute, but he never really does anything important. That would be what Gurgi is. Honestly, I don't really have much other ideas about this, but the Black Cauldron, I feel like, has enough gothic-looking scenery and darker themes to make this a kind of Nightmare Before Christmas-like dark world. And we just don't have enough darkness in Kingdom Hearts, if you ask me. There's too much bright colors. Alright, guys, so the last world we're going to talk about is, of course, the Jungle Book. Now, everyone knows the Jungle Book. The world would be absolutely beautiful. Even though it would kind of be like the Tarzan world from KH1, we need another jungle world. We can't have Tarzan back due to licensing. But I think this would be a really good kind of way to bring back some of the old wild heartless from that world and really make it make sense. Not only that, we got like King Louie, so it would be a very awesome musical world. And we even have some great bosses, like the Vultures and Sher Khan could probably be either NPCs or bosses, depending on who you're talking about. But overall, Mowgli and Baloo, or Baloo and Bagheera, there's any combination of those 3 characters would really do well for partner characters. And just, again, the sets of that movie would make for one of the best, and I do mean the best worlds of Kingdom Hearts we would probably see. Okay, so we're going to move on to a couple summons. I only have a couple of these, but I do have good ideas for how they would attack and how they would act. And one, I even know how they would be summoned. So, we're going to talk about the Mighty Ducks as a summon. Now, for all 3 or 4 of you people that knew this existed, congratulations. But for the 99.999% of you people who do not know what Mighty Ducks is, it's a hockey team. And ducks. They play hockey. That's kind of all I got about this. flashing a picture up here of the animation. Now, the thing about the Mighty Ducks would be they would just be summoned by Sora kind of smacking a hockey puck into the air, and then they come down from the heavens and start slapping the puck back and forth, hitting Heartless as they go, and Sora could join them in with the Keyblade as a hockey stick. I think it would be an awesome, funny way to do it, and I think that would actually be pretty fun, first of all, as almost a mini-game-like summon, instead of just having, oh, let's hit this back and forth kind of idea. I think it would be funny just to even see the Mighty Ducks in any capacity anyways, but I think that would be the way I'd like it to work if it would happen. Alright guys, the next guy we have on the list is Lightning McQueen from the Cars universe. Now, Pixar is actually playing a pretty heavy role within the world of Kingdom Hearts now, and I figured I'd just get one rep in there for summons. I think it would be kind of cool if Lightning McQueen would have Sora riding on top of him, and Sora could throw his Keyblade at the Heartless while Lightning McQueen strikes people down and rides them over. I think this would be another one of those summons where the gimmick would be pretty fun, it would be pretty different in ways to play. And honestly, I'm sure there's other ways you could use Lightning McQueen, honestly. Maybe even a couple of environmental things you gotta do with him in order to reach, you know, hidden items, secret chests, and all that good stuff. I think that more of those type of situational things in Kingdom Hearts would be nice, and you'd want specific abilities to do them. So that's what I think for this summon list, but let's move on to the next stuff. This next thing we're going to talk about is a new main villain for the Kingdom Hearts universe. I would like to see Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So this idea comes to us from the Rad Ricer, and I'm really thankful that he came up with this. He's one of my best buddies ever. Go subscribe to his channel, link in description. So, let's get down to the details. So Oswald would feel as if Mickey has actually taken all the glory for himself, and that he should be the rightful king instead of Mickey. I would like to see them two going full out wage war, or any kind of thing that you would expect from someone who wants to overthrow a king in any kind of way. It would be such a great idea, and I would love to see Oswald get some love because I love the epic Mickey games, and I think that would just be amazing. Let's move on. On to NPCs that I want to see in a world like Traverse Town. Now, Traverse Town would be a pretty great place to return to, and so the first thing I want is Lady and the Tramp. Now, I know there's actually a mural in the first game of them in Traverse Town, but I think it would be cool to see them in the back alley where you start your adventures in Traverse Town in the first game, have them doing the infamous spaghetti and meatballs scene. That would be a very cute little nod to Disney, and just a really awesome cameo by the Lady and the Tramp. He is the terror that flaps in the night, and I would like to see Darkwing Duck approaching Traverse Town. Now, this character is just strictly a text-based NPC, but I think it would be cool to have him maybe 10-20 different randomized lines, giving one of his classical lines, such as the one I used at the beginning of this clip, "I'm the terror that flaps in the night." I think it would be cool for him to say those kind of things, just, you know, that's all he does, but he would be cool in it. Come on! Put him in! Alright guys, Roger Rabbit. Now, given the appeal that Jessica Rabbit could bring to the table, it would actually be a pretty good idea to bring him into this game. I love Roger Rabbit, and his movie had some of the most epic scenes, like Daffy Duck and Donald Duck together, Mickey and Bugs. Now obviously we couldn't use any of those Looney Tune characters, but still, just seeing Roger by himself, even with his lady out on a date or something, because, you know, bunny screwing ladies is somehow funny, I think it would be a nice little scene, even if it's just a cameo. Alright, the next people on our list are... Who's Dipper and Mabel? But... Oh, okay.
The next people on the list are Dipper and Mabel Pines and Bill Cipher. Now, maybe, like,
Dipper and Mabel can just be some NPCs. You could run into them. Mabel could give you little fun stuff back and forth, little positive messages, and Dipper could give you like conspiracy theories about the area, maybe even some missions, like mysteries that you have to solve for little special rewards and mini games. And Bill Cipher, I could see as a boss. Like, Bill Cipher would be an insane boss. He contorts reality, he bends it around, and you have to fight him and whatever crazy crap that he would just muster up. It'd be pure insanity and pure fun. Alright, if you think you can just come out here and steal my thunder, get out of here, boys. Okay, let's continue. Alright, the next person on our list of bosses out of the 3 is Darth Vader. Now, Darth Vader is one of those characters that is kind of an obvious pick for a boss fight. And now that he's owned by Disney, and as well as that, all of Star Wars for that matter, I think this would be a really good way to put in Star Wars without making a ton of effort. Maybe have him in the Hercules Coliseum if that still exists in this game. And just, if you beat him, give us a freaking lightsaber keyblade. It would just be all I would want. I think this would be a really simple thing to come up with attacks for anyways. I mean, he's got a freaking lightsaber. He's got the Force choke. He's just generally got the Force. I think this is just one of those things that would be so good and obvious, yet so welcome. So, yeah, Darth Vader. Put him in there. Come on! Alright, the final boss on our list of bosses, and the last thing in this video we're going to talk about is Heartless Sher Khan. Now, this would be an end boss for the Jungle Book world we talked about earlier. I think he would make a great boss fight without the Heartless powers, but it would be too much like Kingdom Hearts 1 with the Sabor fights in Tarzan. Unfortunately, I don't really have much more concepts than his claws and his mouth being full of shadows and, you know, biting and slashing at you, and using his speed as a really good way to be quick about moving around you. I think it would be a lot better if this was a tweaked idea, but honestly, I'm kind of blank. So, that's about it for this. Okay guys, thanks for tuning into this awesome video. I really had a lot of fun predicting and wishing, and honestly, I'd like to do more topic videos like this in the future. KH3 is coming out on the 29th, just days or even a day after this video comes out. I won't be reviewing that game for a long time. It's going to be the longest and best game I play this year. And honestly, I do want to do some Kingdom Hearts retrospectives later, so...
Woo!
Oh,
Mighty
hey.
Ducks!
Huh.
Hockey!
Well, there's one of them that would actually get that exists.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much for coming to the video. This is Fodai from the Fodai Comedy channel. Thank you so much. And honestly, really fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We don't know how to end videos, do we?
Yeah.
So, we're just going to say goodbye.